Okay, so today we're on a different adventure. Does anybody hear that? I hope the people can hear the water like I can. That's a waterfall. So today, I can't say exactly where I'm at on the map because it's not something I want people to know, but I'm making my way to the waterfall. Excuse me. The waterfall. So, here's some exciting news this week. It's gonna take me a while to hike and find just the right place, but I'm gonna get over on the other side and show the spring today. It looks like it's running pretty good, but this is the waterfall, and I believe that this is in the book on page 13 or 15 or something like that. I don't remember, but this waterfall is the one that's under the name of the Hughes family. So they were a family that lived on this land in some of the early settlement of Old Jamestown, and then my family lived here after that. And they lived here until this park was donated by my family to become a park. And then one of the family members leased the land that they stayed on until they passed away. And then at that point, the county came in and take over the park. So I'm on a really treacherous area, so I might fall really badly if I'm not careful. So you have to deal with the camera angle. It's just what it is. This is not something I suggest. I'm getting eaten up alive by mosquitoes, but looks I might still be in the best place possible to get across. Let's see what happens here. Try not to slip and die today on any rocks. I'm getting eaten by chiggers or mosquitoes, and I'm not sure one, but it's one of them. There's a really cool leak that's coming out of the rocks only. This is nice, fresh spring water, and ooh, it's nice and cold. Not freezing, but ooh, it is so nice. Ooh, that feels good. It is so hot out here. That water's really, really refreshingly cold. Coming straight out the ground. There's another little leak over there. My legs are gonna be torn to pieces for hours. I can feel it already. I'm just getting chewed up. Bad idea. So, speaking about this, the book came out this week and it's been published on this land and the history of it. And I'm actually just out here to play. I played some disc golf already. It's really tough. I played it, but really half-heartedly, mainly because the prairie grass out here takes precedence over everything else. And in this time of the year, that grass gets really high, and I'm talking like 6 feet high, so it's really hard to play the disc golf course. Boy, there's no easy way up here. And I like that. We want this to be secluded. I'm about to grab some thorns here in a second, and not in a good way. Yeah, get out of here. Okay, so now I should be good. So anyway, the book came out and talks about how my family farmed this land, and what really I feel when I come out here, I feel a really good connection with my family. So generations ago in my family, they used this spring for many things. So irrigation would be one of them for the foods, the plants, the fruits and vegetables and everything out here. This was the water source for a lot of that stuff. This was a swimming pool for the kids. They could shut off a gate and block it off and that would become a swimming pool for them. So this spring is a really cool feature, and one of the reasons while I was up here, I had my camera, I was like, I might as well go do that today, because here's what I think about this spring. This spring has been here so long, and it's so beautifully natural. Like, I'm just walking in this water, so nice and cool and refreshing, especially on my mosquito ravaged legs. Oh. So this wall here, I've done some videos before and I've taken them down, but this wall here, we don't know how old this dates, but by the looks of it, just by looking at it, this was a similar technology that they were using in the late 1700s. So a lot of the people that came over from Europe on a 2-month trip or something brought a lot of their skills over. And this is something you might see in Scotland or Ireland from about that time frame in the late 1700s, maybe even the early 1700s or more in Europe, because this technology was kind of brought over here. And my worry is one day it's going to be gone, and if this park ever opens up to the public, this will definitely be gone, and it's a shame, but I wanted to make sure that I get every chance I can to photo these things and film them and document them, because they're a really important part of my family history and the old history of this park. So you can see there are a couple rocks dropped off of this, what's now an archway, and I can only assume at one point, even last time I was here, this was more closed off. I'm assuming they had like a chute that they could lower and raise right there, or some kind of thing to block off the spring to fill up that area, and this was like the swimming pool wall. So this has opened up quite a bit even since last time I was here a couple years ago. I'm sorry, filming. I think it was last year, honestly. I don't remember. But yeah, it's opened up a little bit, and I'm really wanting to get protection on this place because of that. And the spring and that waterfall that we showed earlier, they are so unique out here. There are no other things like that anywhere in this area. So this is an important place to me. I'm standing in the place where my great-great-grandparents used to swim. So you can see a really good view of the actual core of the spring, where the water comes up, bubbles up from there, and that's really the shape of it. That's about 4 feet by 3 feet overall dimensions, and everything just pops out of there and rolls down the spring. Oops, sorry. Everything rolls out of there and then just goes down to the creek, Mill Creek. These walls are all solid rock, except for this one here that's man-made, and that just allowed everything to be contained into one pool area. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, I was out at the park. I said, let's go do it. So everything's looking good. The water, I heard this water is polluted. So don't drink this water until you've checked out whether or not it is. I've heard that all the water over here is contaminated. And you know what used to, like there used to be a well here, not here specifically in this part of the land, but I heard that all that water is contaminated now, so I probably shouldn't necessarily be in it, but I'll wash off whatever. I'm not scared of getting a little dip in there. So I'm gonna head out. Yeah, so I wanted to get a little video in today, see what the thing was looking like today, because it's been a while. And then I think I might actually take the easy way out of here instead of the hard way. I think I'm going to go across the water instead of trying to avoid the water. And it's really nice and cool and refreshing. I don't have to slip on any rocks. There are snakes out here, but not many to worry about. This is a beautiful little spring here. It's amazing. You can walk down it. So it feels like I'm kind of walking on bedrock. But I'm sure that part of that, actually it is bedrock, but I'm sure that part of that is just stones that have kind of tumbled down over the centuries. And here's the second part that I've noted in my documentation of this place. I believe, and this is just my testimony that I haven't proven yet. I'm not sure that I will actually, but there's another wall right here that's handmade, and there's only a very small portion of it left, so you can barely tell that at one time this was probably all the way over there. Because if you look at the terrain is like 3 feet up right there. Go over to this side, it's like 3 feet up over there. And if you block up all this stuff right here, then you've got a governor. And you've also got a retention area where you can store water coming from the spring, and you could get one big load at a time. And that's the way people were smart like that back then. I believe that there's another chute right here that would allow them to shut this off and to regulate the water flow coming through here. Because there are still remnants, I'm going to show them up close just to prove it. There's still remnants of these stacked stones here, and there's mortar right there. There's mortar coming out of those stones. So I'm pretty sure that this was another governor or a rock wall to regulate the water. And that would have been a really nice retention area to store up water. And I bet the farmers knew back then when the spring was going to be high, or when it was going to be a high flow or a low flow. They probably knew all that stuff that I don't know. I wish I did. I'm walking down the spring. I'm literally walking on bedrock. It's super solid, right? You could build a house on top of this stuff. It's still so solid. And I'm walking to the waterfall, but I'm not going to go too close because I don't feel like falling off of it today, and I don't know how slick the rocks are. Got a spider web, but here we are at the waterfall. On the other side, that's probably my maximum right here. I'll put the camera over the edge. And that area right there in front of us is pretty deep because it's just been eroded out over the years of water moving across it. And so the creek, what's interesting to me right now is it looks like the creek is waving up that way and waving down that way as well, which would be normal for a disruption, but I'm pretty sure that the creek always flows from left to right. Even though there might be a top current going up that way, it's always flowing down that way towards the river. So these little cracks right here are the start of the waterfall, and then that water that goes in right there in that area comes out at the end over here and drips out. Same here, this has made a channel over the years, and then there's another channel over there. And let's see, there's just a little tiny bit of water right now that's just kind of riding on the top surface here that's kind of falling over the edge. And then there is another trench over there that's kind of been dug out over the years along the edge. So it's really just absolutely beautiful out here. I'm by myself. Very, very, very few people know about this, and I'm so happy about that. I really want to get this documented permanently, and I just hope we never lose the beauty of this place, and the natural part of it is so beautiful. Just looking right there, this place is like the place where you want to go for wedding pictures, except getting here sucks. Yeah, but this place is so beautiful. It's natural. This thing is so unique. This just doesn't happen. It's so rare. So rare. So I have no idea, and I never have done this, where I'm just going to be walking through the stream today, which is awesome. It's nice and cool. And what I'm doing is I'm going back to the easy route out. This water is literally keeping me from boiling over. It's so hot out here today. But this water is so cold. It's so nice. So I'm going to head out, and I don't want to show anybody the way in or out. So I'm going to have to shut off this video early. I might stand here another minute. This water is so cold. It's so nice. It feels like sticking your hand into a cooler full of ice water. Oh my gosh, it is so nice. So, still beautiful. I wanted to get an update. I wanted to see what was going on up here today while I was in the park area. I have a meeting in about 30 minutes with one of the guys from the park, and we're probably not going to do much discussion today, but we're going to talk about a few things about the park. And this area is closed off to the public, and my hope still is one day that we're going to open this stuff to the public, but we won't allow people to do what I'm doing. I'm not ruining or hurting anything out here, what I'm doing right now. I'm not bothering the ecosystem at all. I'm just like another animal walking through the water. The deer, fox, coyotes do it all the time. They get water from here. But yeah, I'm supposed to have a meeting in about 30 minutes, and that means that I need to get back. Let me go find my route. That means I need to get back and have a meeting pretty shortly to talk about the park, and I'm hoping, boy, I'm sure hoping that I get to be the guy that opens this park, or plays a huge role in it anyway. I've played a big role already, just bringing attention to it, and I'm hoping that happens more. So let me see, where am I going? Oh, I'm going up this way. Okay, so I'm just going to call it over and out. Another day at the spring, and I'm hoping to have more of these, but it's very rare that I get to go out here and spend some free time. I played around this morning, so I had a little bit extra time, and I figured I'd see what the spring is up to. I hope to get another video like this, and I hope that next time I come back, it looks just like this. What does it look like differently than last time to me? About a year or more so ago. I think it was maybe last spring. I'm not sure. That wall looks like it's a little bit more eroded than it used to be. Like there's more of it missing. I'll have to go back and look at my camera stuff, but that wall, I'm just so fascinated by that in the history of that area, and hearing stories about how that was a swimming pool. It's pretty incredible. Alright, I'm signing out, and that really looks like the only major difference. The water flow changes, and I don't know what changes that or what doesn't change that, but it seems to be related with, it's obviously related with other water in the area, but it seems to be related with some lower area, some lower land area stuff. When that starts getting full, it seems like this one is more full, and it just might be no correlation to any of it, but yeah, so if you look at this, sorry, where am I at? Yeah, so this is just a great view from right about here, looking at this wall. I'm just looking at it starts up high here. So on the right it's about a foot taller, dips down in the middle, and then goes up high again. And I really worry about this going away, but if by chance this is from the late 1700s, which it very well could be early 1800s as well, this amazing that's still standing there. I don't want that to ever change except for naturally. So here's hoping that we get this place protected. I'm gonna sign out and head out.